All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in here. This is DontaeX versus Reaperface. We're bringing you this game. This game is in progress. It looks like DontaeX practicing a lot for this upcoming Judgment's guys team together. They have a lot of kills underneath their belt, but they're not that far ahead in gold. It looks like the red team probably farming objectives in CS a little bit better. They actually have double oracles on their team. Really want to make sure that none of those wards make it through here. Meanwhile, the red team actually has oracle on their team without an oracle, which is a little bit ironic, but he just carries around pink wards because he is oracle himself. Why does he need to buy him? He's all set to go. So really excited to see in here. And we also have Long Lee, a replacement in here. Shiny Jirachi was not able to show up, a 2400 player. So Long Lee, the epic jungler from Team VVV from Vancouver, coming in here. And blue team on the hunt, pick up another kill and clearing out these turrets. I really, really like this play from them. And they should be able to take this top turret as well, tank that stuff. And Brazier, two members known throughout Judgment tournaments, teaming up here, trying to defend on this heavy push. 4v2. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Breezer trying to back out, trying to take as much as possible. But Longley coming up here, putting up some damage on Nicky. Red's able to take out the AD carrier. They're trying to focus on him, but he's actually been able to juke it. And this push has been thwarted very, very nicely by the red team here. Heart Karen trying to Monsoon, trying to get out of this, trying to get away. But I think Tank That Stuff is all over here. Even with that speed buff, not enough to get away. And good, nice counter defense action from the red team.
Oh man, that was beautiful. I thought for certain that dive was not going to pay off, and then we see the Breezer, who looks like that's also Somadis. I think he's just playing on Breezer because of the he may only have so many champions on one account or another. We can definitely look into that too. Trust me, there's no ringing from lower players, lower elo players ringing here in gold. It doesn't work that way. I think that's the antithesis of ringing. So, it's actually a good play here. And I'm looking at the gold, and it's just, we see that the blue team has a kill advantage, but it's dead even. It's 34-34. So, really enjoying this. And I don't know if we mentioned it earlier, but Long Lee, player we met in Vancouver at Vancouver. Young guy, super funny, smart. Well, I mean, just he was just so
handsome,
happy. Yeah.
Well articulated.
Yeah, he's just so happy.
Carried himself well.
He's so happy to be there. And I mean, all the players we met were real friendly, and so.
But we're fans of him. He's a good player. So we're excited to see him in here in Judgment. We saw him on the waiting list, and if someone did drop, he is one of those players that we would like to see in Judgment because he is a good representative of League of Legends community as a player. So. Great to see him in here in this game. And Red, really fighting back here. They obviously were behind early. Blue was feeling good about their role, but they actually haven't been able to quite, what we saw from GG Ice's team, this really systematic ability to take out the enemy team. We're not quite seeing the same thing coming out of Team DontaeX. But they're still, it looks like they're going for an objective right now, and they're already pretty well far on this jungle. It's like Oracle Skarner zoning out the red team, keeping them honest against their turret. So nice little pickup for them. Twisted Fate popping his ult, going to gain some vision of the enemy team. And red team looking for a collapse here. Now they know that Skarner is off to the left. They're actually going to be able to focus down Heart Karen, trying to get in here. And oh wow, Kennen coming in here, trying to do as much damage as he can, but it's tickling a little bit. But now we're finally getting some damage coming back in. And will Nicky Red be able to survive this? That is the key. He's trying to kite as best as he can, but Tank That Stuff is all over, but not Tank That Stuff is down. And now Nicky Red, if he plays the smart and doesn't die, he can actually be a huge asset to his team. Throwing in those rockets, throwing them blindly through the smoke, gets it, picks it up, and that is an ace for blue team, and that is exactly what they wanted to do. That's going to boost them and help them take these turrets a little bit easier.
And so they are going to be able to pick up that turret and back off.
Yeah. So yeah, No Name Too Lazy playing the jungler role. It's typically not what you see from the No Name Too Lazy. Usually we see him in the mid lane being a boss, but instead they've really played their roles to the strengths they want. DontaeX typically an AP mid player, so he's taking over that role. And really, that's what when you form your teams for Judgment. One of the main things you do, since you haven't played with a lot of these players before, if you haven't, is to find out what roles everybody fits best. Because really, typically what happens in a lot of judgments is people just take their last pick and they'll assume since that is the lowest elo player that, oh, we should throw them on support because that's that's just the general consensus from a lot of players. Like that's the easiest place to put them. That's where we won't have to worry about them. But some of those players are actually really good junglers. They have some top lanes that they're very, very good with. Maybe it's a Yorick, something safe. They throw the top lane, and you got to be careful. And great lightning rush with DontaeX, able to escape out of this. Could have been in a little bit of trouble. Now they're able to turn around a little bit. Breezer getting focused down, but they don't really want to focus the tank. I don't think it's the best target for 2 become 1. But definitely pushing them back out there, dodging a little bit of that damage. And DontaeX, good reaction time on that, just barely dodging that bandage toss, able to get out of dodge and stay at full health throughout this. So now this push is going to be a little bit stronger because of that. Hart Karen doing a good job warding for her team, setting stuff up. It looks like they still have that Oracle, so the double Oracle is actually paying off because they gave up Hart Karen early, but No Name Too Lazy was able to survive through that fight, able to keep his Oracle, so now they're going to still be able to do some ward control play here. And it looks like no Oracle actually for the red team, which is going to put them a little bit behind the 8 ball here. And blue team's starting to creep up that advantage, but by no means are they actually really out of the woods here. They don't have a huge advantage. 3K at this point in the game at almost 30 minutes in, not a big disadvantage. So any team, how they engage, who positions correctly, that's what it's going to come down to as we go farther on in this game. It looks like blue team want to come in here, clear out this Baron and keep fighting over this. And if they can catch red team out of position, or they think they can sneak it, they might be able to go in for it. And red team's advantage is that they do have Long Lee on Twisted Fate. So Twisted Fate's going to be able to basically check around the map. If they're really unsure about what's going on, he can pop his ult. They can gain vision on everybody. And Long Lee, he's playing Twisted Fate correctly, how you're supposed to play it. And so basically, what we've seen, at least from the Korean scene, what Twisted Fate is essentially he's a lane pushing bot. All you do is you just push your lane constantly. You rotate between lanes with your teleport to push lanes. And blue, because they saw that bot lane, that teleport bot, they decided to come in here on Baron. They're looking pretty good. Red team trying to harass him down, playing this pretty nicely. They actually get a stun cannon right off the bat. Amumu jumping in there, and oh my gosh, it's not going to be a still. It was so close. He had a lot of potential there, and now it's going to be turned around. It's going to be actually huge for the blue team if they're able to actually survive through this and be able to get kills and not give up too many members. In the meantime, Longley's still alive. That is the main man they need to take down. They're slowing him as much as possible. He's trying around, put down his damage. It's not going to be enough to get an Hourglass, which is cute, but now he's going to fall. There's the ace. 5 men down, 1 member down for the blue team, which is Hart Karen, and now they're pressing home here, pressing down the enemy team, and they're going to push down at least an inhib for that great play there. And they have the Baron buff, so it's going to have a little bit more swagger in their play, which can help out a lot of teams, especially new teams in the first round. They're just kind of starting to try to gel together and get that communication, that team play down. So Hib going down as we look at the gold lead now up to about 7K. So they've really sprung it up. That ace plus a Baron. That's where you really see games start to swing. That is the big hinge point for a lot of games if that happens to go down. If you lose Baron and you get aced, chances are the other team just jumped ahead by a lot of gold. You need to start rethinking your strategy. You're definitely going to play a little bit more defensively. But if you look at the carries, it looks like most of the carries for the blue team right now, DontaeX's team, are sitting up around 10, 11K, except for their jungler's actually at 11K, while DontaeX actually looks like he might have had a little bit of trouble in mid against Long Lee, which is kind of expected because Long Lee, very good player. No disrespect to DontaeX, but that's a hard lane matchup. And, someone that really knows how to play TF really well and can roll around and farm. His BRC is already up at 212 CS. I mean, that's pretty crazy. Plus, it looks like he's been ganking and doing a lot of work for his team around the map. So he's actually been able to farm up a lot of kills, a lot of assists. He's died a lot as well, as his entire team has given up a lot of kills. But right now he's the bright spot for his team. It looks like the other carry is kind of reaching that 9K mark. So not a huge disparity. This Baron buff is a big disparity, at least for these early team fights and actions going on now. But for the most part, they're still pretty good. It looks like there's a man drop here on to tank that stuff. And tank that stuff's on the run. It looks like Hart Karen going to shore up the back end of this. Try to hurt it down, but needs to be careful. Doesn't get jumped to. Going to Zephyr. Just try to keep that pace. Monsooner against the wall. Get that stun in there. Kennen trying to follow it up. He's so close. Howling Gale going to pop her up that last little bit. Will it be enough? And no. Oh my gosh. No Name Too Lazy going there. Really wanted that kill. He is able to get it. And now he's actually going to run past the enemy turret to try to survive. And blue team, just being a boss. They really wanted that kill. Corky coming down here, actually defending against Longlee's push. Don't want to give up any turrets that he doesn't have to. And blue team just pressing home here. They have the sustain through here, and way too deep there by Graves. And Breezer getting out of here. Oracle trying to beat feet, and they really just need to focus on this turret, take this down, and keep the pressure up, because they do have an advantage. The more they're able to piecemeal this red team, just pick off one member at a time, the less effective they're going to be actually able to put up a defense, because the problem is they're only going to come back up one at a time, and so until 5 are up, they don't really have a good chance. And blue team has called in the touchdown. They've called for the extra point. They're coming here, taking out these Nexus turrets, going to make a mad rush for the Nexus, and this is a very smart heads-up play by the blue team. Not going to play it as safely and cautiously and systematically as we saw from GGI. So they're just going to go in there and finish the game. Congratulations to DontaeX's team picking up a win in round 1, and they will move on to face Tien Quach in the semifinals.